All right, let's get our morning started. So, aloha and good morning, Maui High School. Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all here today for what I know will be a very impactful and important assembly. We've gathered with a shared purpose to talk about something incredibly vital to our safety and well-being of our community and how we drive on this beautiful island of Maui. Today we are focusing on Drive with Aloha. This isn't just about following traffic laws, it's about driving with consideration, respect, and a genuine sense of care for ourselves and everyone sharing the road with us. Now, as we move forward, we are honored to have some very special guests with us today who have bravely chosen to share their personal stories. Their experiences underscore the profound and lasting impact of impaired driving. We ask you to please give them your full attention and show them the utmost respect that they deserve. Your attentiveness will mean the world to them as they share something deeply personal. And now I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Wilson Chow and Ava Torres, your MCs, who will share the important message with us.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Grando, for those beautiful remarks. First, I want to let this whole class know, to imagine receiving a call informing you that your ohana or close friend has been tragically killed by an impaired driving crash. Imagine the indescribable pain and heartfelt this senseless death would cause you and your loved ones. For some, this is a reality, a horror that they will have to live with for the rest of their lives. We all can play a major role in stopping impaired driving, fatalities, and crashes, and that is why we are here today. To all my fellow classmates, we are the Maui Sabres, and we are the future leaders of our community. We have the power to make change happen and do our part to stop impaired driving and keep our community safe. Let's do our part by moving forward and be responsible drivers and help spread the message of living and driving sober. To our peers, and to spread the message to our ohana community, and to never drink and drive. Our voices all matter, and our voice can create major changes. The Drive with Aloha is a mural program started in the fall of 2023 by Keep It Flowing in partnership with the Hawaii Department of Transportation. Hawaii Partnership to Prevent Underage Drinking and the Coalition for the Drug-Free Hawaii. First, I want to give a special mahalo nui to Maui High School and staff, Maui Coalition for Drug-Free Youth, and Maui Police Department for all your support and kokua. The program goals are to advocate for youth sober living, assisting the community in stopping impaired driving and crashes, and to reinforce driving sober through our art and education platforms to spread the information learned through the program to all our loved ones. We are the 12th school to receive our large-scale Drive with Aloha mural that our students will paint with the Keep It Flowing team and supporters from the community. Once the mural program within our state with plans to continue the mission spreading awareness and education through the arts. Their plans also include meetings with other schools in Maui to secure support and further the outreach of programs and goals. So to all my fellow Sabres, let's all stand in unity to put an end to impaired driving within our community by spreading what you have learned by our guest speakers today. Today, we have speakers who will share vital information, wisdom, and testimonies. Please give them your full attention and the respect they deserve.
Thank you, Wilson, for those powerful words. We are now deeply honored to welcome our first special guest, Mr. Rick Collins. Mr. Collins is here today from the Maui Coalition of Drug-Free Youth. Please join me in giving Mr. Collins a warm Maui High welcome.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning. As I said, my name is Rick, and it is a pleasure of mine to be here today. So we are at a really, really exciting time of year. We have prom season, and we have graduation. Just by show of hands, how many of you attended prom this past weekend? Raise your hand. Keep it up. All right. All right. Put your hands down. How many of you have plans to attend another prom this season? How many have any prom? It could be a different school. All right. How many of you are single? Raise your hand. All right. These are all the people that are single and ready to mingle. Look around. All right. All right. All right. So we're at an exciting time. And we want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate all you seniors have accomplished, and we want to celebrate your graduation. But with all the fun comes serious responsibility as well. Staying safe, especially on the roads, is one of those responsibilities. Every year, too many lives are lost because of impaired driving. Just one poor decision, like getting behind the wheel after drinking, can change everything. What may start off as fun with some alcohol with my friends can turn into a lifetime of tragedy for yourself, your family, or other people's families. You're going to hear from a couple of those families today who have lost loved ones, unfortunately, to drinking and driving. So have fun. Have fun with your friends, but at all costs, I encourage you not to drink, and encourage your friends not to drink. You're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting everyone else, including everyone on the road. So beyond making just personal choices, there is a group of us at our coalition. There's hundreds of us around the state that are taking action to say no more. And one of the ways that we're doing that is we're advocating for a law that would lower the threshold for drunk driving from a 0.08 to a 0.05. And we want your help. If you want to take action, come see myself, come see any of those folks down there. Raise your hand if you're with the coalition. Come see them. Visit Hawaii05.com to get involved. We need young people's voices to be heard, and we can do something about it. We can do better on our roads to keep them safe. So you have your whole life ahead of you. Don't risk it with one reckless act like drinking and then driving. So let's make this season unforgettable for the right reasons. Celebrate smart, support safer roads and laws, and look out for one another. Your future and everyone else's depends on it. Mahalo so much for letting me talk to you today, and I really appreciate your time. Let's go, Sabres.
Well, first, I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Collins, for your encouragement and for sharing your story with us today. Your words truly mean a lot to all of us. Next, we have the honor of welcoming the family of Miss Hannah Brown, her parents, Charlene and Everett. Their presence here today is a powerful statement for the endearing love and memory of Hannah. So let's please offer them our support and respect as they share their memories.
Aloha everyone, good morning, and thank you for having us here today. This is a little bit of a harder one. Hannah graduated from Maui High School class of 2017, and she was very, very proud to be a Sabre. She also did her senior project on drinking and driving, and 2 years later, her life was taken in an instant. Hannah was 19 years old when she was killed on June 23rd, 2019. They were at a friend's house, and there was some drinking, but Hannah and another friend decided that they weren't going to drink that night. And they took home a drunk friend to Lahaina. On their way home, another person who made a very bad choice and was heavily intoxicated drove on the opposite side of the highway and hit Hannah's car at 90 miles per hour. If they count the speed in what Hannah's car was going, both cars upon impact was a combine of 140 miles per hour. Hannah's life was taken in an instant. We never got a chance to tell our daughter goodbye, but we were very blessed that we got to speak to her the night before, and we always made sure she knew how much we loved her. We never got off the phone without telling her that. What I do for my advocacy, I like to use myself as your reason, and Hannah, to your family and friends. It is not legal to drink and drive. Your vehicle is considered a lethal weapon, so think of it as a gun or a knife. It may not have a sharp edge or actually shoot a bullet, but imagine a vehicle made all out of metal hitting your car and crumbling. So when you make the choice to drink and drive, you're making the choice to get behind the wheel and use your vehicle as a weapon to possibly kill yourself, your passengers, or an innocent person like Hannah. Hannah didn't ask for this. Our family didn't ask for this, but this is the life we have to live with every day. For almost 6 years, I've lived with an empty hole in my heart because I lost my only daughter and my best friend. My husband has to go on life missing his only daughter, never watching her get married, never watching her have children because one person decided to get behind the wheel after drinking that night. So when you guys go to family parties or the beach or even with your friends, don't get in a vehicle with somebody that's been drinking. You never know. Today, you might get in a vehicle and be like, nothing happened. But tomorrow, something may happen. And you may kill an innocent person because that's pretty much what happened to all of us that are here. Our children were innocent. They weren't the ones driving. They weren't the ones in the wrong because they made better choices. So go home and tell your parents, I met Charlene Brown, Everett Brown, and I met Hannah Brown, and I don't want you guys to be driving after you guys just drank. I just went to a party, and you know how much people were drinking that I knew would be driving? But I'm not going to be over there taking away everybody's keys, but I'm going to take my daughter to the party as a constant reminder that this is what happens if you drink and drive. So please make good decisions. Use me as an excuse. I have no problem with that. And please don't drink and drive. Be very careful on the road. Watch your surroundings. There's pedestrians, there's other vehicles. You never know what can happen. So thank you guys for your guys' time, and I hope all of you guys will make the right choice and never get behind the wheel intoxicated. Thank you.
We are so grateful to the family and friends of Hannah Brown for being here today and for sharing her memory with us. Your strength and willingness to speak out are truly inspiring. Now, we'd like to welcome Andrea Maniago. She volunteers with MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and is also a victim advocate. Let's please offer her our support and respect.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm just going to be sharing with you my story about my son. In 2009, he was 16 years old at the time, and being a 16-year-old boy, he was naughty. So I was a super strict parent. I made sure that he was honest with me as much as possible. So one of my rules was if he sleeps over at a friend's house, he has to ask, I have to call the parent and make sure that he's actually going to be sleeping over their house. So, 4th of July, he asked if he could go sleep over his friend's house. That particular day, for whatever reason, I didn't make that phone call. I told him I was going to call his friend's grandma, but I decided not to. Anyways, basically what happened that night is he went to sleep over his friend's house, and they decided to go to a graduation party. I wouldn't have allowed him to have gone to that graduation party. For one, it was up in Kula. It was way too far away, and usually graduation party has drinking. So anyways, he went to that graduation party, and from what I was told, there was a lot of drinking that night. And I guess with the alcohol mixed with craziness, there was a fight that broke out that night. Somebody said, "Cops are being called." And all of a sudden, my son and his friend starts figuring out, okay, how do we get home? I don't exactly know how he got to the party, but for whatever reason, the person that they were supposed to leave with wasn't there. So him and his friend asked this person if they could jump in with him. And the guy said, yeah, let's go. So it was my son, his friend, and 3 other boys in this car. I was told that this boy was being very reckless. He was driving super fast. He was overtaking cars. He was racing cars. At one point, another boy that was sitting in the back seat with them, which is the driver's friend, asked him to pull on the side of the road. He said, "Pull on the side of the road. I want to get out. I will hop in with somebody else." I was told that the driver of the car started to slow down, pulled to the side of the road, and he said, "Psych," and he kept going. At one point, when he was racing another car, the car lost control and started to spin out of control. His car hit the side of the railing, and it was so hard, the impact, that it actually had taken out 3 of the posts out of the road. I believe it was the second car that drove up to this car crash. She shared with me that when she opened the door, they didn't know what was going on at that point, right? It was just cars stopping and just quietness until she opened the door, and she heard my son screaming. his body was actually wrapped around the guardrail so badly, thank you, that she said, "I'm so sorry, Auntie. I didn't know how to unravel him." The other boy that asked if the driver could pull on the side of the road, in the police report, I read that, or somebody, the boys in the car that told me, they had to hold his head together and put him in the back of a truck to try and go get help. In the police report, I read that they actually found, pieces of his brain on the road. That's how hard he hit the road. And I believed he bounced into the bushes. So, my son made it to the hospital, but didn't make it past that. We found out from a friend of a friend who called my brother to tell me that my son was in the hospital. By the time we got there, he was gone already. We didn't get to say our goodbyes, but even though it's been a long time and it's hard to share this story, I want to do it just so I'm hoping it's going to help. I know that graduation season is coming up, so please be mindful, be safe. Do not get in the car with someone that was drinking. The driver of that car was drinking. He ended up serving time, I believe in Arizona. He went to prison, I think, for like 5 to 7 years. So a part of his life was also taken just from making that stupid decision. So my thing is, everybody has choices. My son had choices that night. The driver had choices that night. The people that was hosting that party had decisions that night, and nobody seemed to have made the right one. So I'm just here to say, please be careful and don't think that it cannot happen to you or your family. Thank you so much.
We are so grateful for your work with MAD and sharing your story with us today. Now we would like to welcome Officer Stephen Kelly from the Maui Police Department, Traffic Safety Division. Officer Kelly will share some important perspectives on traffic safety and consequences of impaired driving. From law enforcement's point of view, please welcome Officer Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I've heard those stories a million times over, and it just doesn't get any easier. So I'm going to talk about, from a law enforcement side, all about impaired driving. Like they said, I'm with the traffic section. I'm actually with the DUI task force. We work nights. Our primary focus is locating and arresting all impaired drivers. And we do that by driving around at night, do a lot of traffic stops, and we arrest a lot of people. We average about 50 DUI arrests every single month, which is just over 600 a year. That's way too much. There's no need for us to have so many impaired drivers on the road. Just one impaired driver is one too many. So you probably heard people say, don't drink and drive. Driving impaired kills people. It ruins people's lives. But you got to understand what's going on. Why are people driving impaired, and why is it so dangerous? Well, to answer that question, you need to understand how alcohol affects the human body. Alcohol is actually a drug. It's what we categorize as a CNS depressant, central nervous system depressant. What alcohol does, it slows the body down. It slows the brain down. It can no longer function like a normal, sober human being. It affects a lot of important parts in the human brain. It affects your physical coordination, your vision, your reaction time, and it affects your ability to make good decisions. And these effects take place when your blood alcohol concentration is at a 0.05. What is a 0.05? That's a unit of measurement, how we measure people's alcohol in their blood or breath. And to get to a 0.05, that's usually about 3 beers, or 3 glasses of wine, or 3 shots of whiskey. So at a 0.05, you're already incapable of making good, sensible decisions. And because you've lost the ability to make those good, sensible decisions, you're going to make a stupid decision to drink and drive. That's why we always encourage people, don't ever, ever, under any circumstance, drink and drive. Once you've had one drink, you're done. Put those keys away. You should not be driving. And definitely never, ever get into a vehicle with someone who's had a drink. You know, every person who I arrest, oh, Officer Kelly, I just had the 1 beer. Sure. You're coming with me. You're drunk. You know, that's a standard answer. So when you ask someone, hey, you know, you shouldn't be driving tonight, you've been drinking. Oh, no, I just had the 1 drink. BS. They haven't. Okay? Don't let them drive. Hopefully none of you have been impaired, driving impaired. Hopefully none of you have been drunk. But to kind of get an understanding of what it's like to drive impaired, imagine just standing still and you start spinning yourself around in a circle really, really, really fast for about 1 minute. Then you suddenly stop, you get on a bike, and you try and pedal in a straight line. You can't do it. It's impossible. Okay? You're trying to do the impossible. And that's what it's like with impaired drivers. You know, their brain is just so out of control. They can't think, they can't process anything, and they're trying to do the impossible. And when the brain starts slowing down, your reaction time begins to slow down. A normal sober human being's reaction time is about 1.5 seconds, which means it takes a person 1.5 seconds to react to something. So for example, if I throw you a ball, it's going to take your brain 1.5 seconds to realize I threw you a ball, and then you can catch it. You throw a ball to someone who's drunk, their reaction time is going to be a lot longer. Okay, they're probably not going to be able to catch that ball. And how does that relate to driving? Well, it's very simple. A sober person gets within 100 feet of an intersection, light turns red, foot off the gas, on the brake, slowly slow down, and come to a stop. Very simple. We do it every single day, millions of times a day. Now, for an impaired person, their reaction time is going to be a lot longer. So a drunk person gets within 100 feet of the intersection, sees that that traffic light is red, but he doesn't know how to react just right now because he has that slow reaction time. He no longer has that 1.5 seconds. It could be 10 seconds, it could be 20 seconds, it could be 30 seconds, you don't know. So he sees that light, it's 100 feet away, it's red. He's staring at that light. Oh, the light's red. Uh-oh, what do I do? The light's red. Oh, I gotta do something, this light's red. It's still red. Oh yeah, I gotta stop. But at that point, he's already through the intersection and he's crashed into another car. So you see a lot of drunk drivers running red lights. That is why they run red lights. It's their reaction time. They don't have one. Same thing with stop signs. They run a lot of stop signs because the time they see the stop sign, the time they process that information, because their brain is slowed down so much, they actually run the stop sign before they realize they should have stopped. And that's why we have a lot of crashes involving impaired drivers, because their brain is no longer functioning properly. Every year, people are killed or seriously injured in crashes caused by drunk drivers here on Maui. Every single year. The last crash we had was just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I responded to a crash. A guy was driving home after work. He was going through a bend in a roadway. All of a sudden, there was a driver coming directly at him in his lane. It was a drunk driver. Drunk driver crashes head-on into his car, ejects him out of his vehicle. Vehicle rolls over on top of him, and he dies. What a horrible way to die. Nothing happened to the drunk driver. He didn't have a scratch on him. But he just killed somebody. That guy was just going home. He did nothing wrong. He finished the hard days at work. He was going to go back to his wife and kids. And now he's never going home because somebody made a stupid decision. Just one stupid poor choice, just one, can change your life forever. It can change your future. It can destroy families. It can tear communities apart. You got to remember, impaired drivers, they don't discriminate. They don't care how old you are. They don't care how young you are. They don't care that you're someone's daughter, someone's son. They don't care that you're a parent, that you're a mother or a father. They don't care. In the last 10 years, the youngest person to die in the county of Maui from an impaired driver was 14 years old. 14-year-old kid is dead because someone else made a stupid decision. Of course, he was 14. He can't drive. His mom was driving. She also died in that crash. Mother and son forever gone because some idiot made a wrong decision. The oldest person to die was 82. 82 years old, gets killed by a drunk driver. You think at that age, you've gone through enough in life. You know, you're trying to enjoy yourself, enjoy your retirement, and some impaired driver just takes you out. And you don't even have to be in a car to be killed by a drunk driver. A couple of years ago in Wailuku, there was a guy jogging, trying to stay healthy. He was right around the corner from his house, almost made it home. Impaired driver comes up from behind him, takes him out. He goes flying off into the bushes, and he gets killed instantly. And he's dead. His wife's at home waiting for him. His 2 kids are at home waiting for him. And his wife's wondering, hey, where's my husband? He's not home yet. She looks on the app, because she knows he's out jogging, and she tracks him where he goes. And she noticed that he was just in one spot the whole time. By that time, we're already processing the scene. So this lady comes down and says, hey, excuse me, officer, I'm looking for my husband. Oh boy, right? Such a gut-wrenching position to be in. Now, we had to explain to her what happened to her husband. It sucked. It's horrible. None of you should have to go through that. None of you whatsoever. And it's not just about the risk of injury or death. You know, let's just say you didn't kill someone, you didn't injure anybody, but I pull you over and you're drunk. The first thing I'm going to do is put you in handcuffs. That sucks. You just had all your freedom taken away from you because you don't deserve it. Then I tow your car. It gets impounded. Then I take your license away because that is a privilege that you no longer deserve. I send your license back to the DMV office. Then we go to the station, we process you. We take your mugshots, we take your fingerprints, and for the rest of your life, you're going to be in the FBI database. Your fingerprints will be in there, your mugshots will be in there. Then you got to go to court. It takes about 12 months from start to finish. Okay? In that time, you got to hire an attorney, which is anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 to fight your case. And if you lose, well, you're going to have a criminal record for the rest of your life. Criminal record of a DUI. You know, you can't even get a job driving somewhere because nobody can hire you because you're considered a dangerous driver. It shoots up the insurance premiums sky high. So you can't even drive delivering pizzas if you have a DUI. If you're under 21 years of age, Hawaii has zero tolerance. The zero tolerance law for under 21 is very basic. You cannot have a single drop of alcohol in your body. Just one sip of beer or wine is enough to get you a DUI. Just one sip. You don't have to be at a .08, you don't have to be at a .05. Just one little drink is enough for a DUI. And we will process you the same way we process an adult. We tow your car, we take your license away, we take you to the station, fingerprint you, take your mug shots, and again, you will be forever in the FBI database. But here's the good thing. It's all in your control. You guys have the power to not drink. You guys have the mindset to go up to someone who has been drinking and say, dude, you cannot be driving. You had a drink. Oh, I just had the one drink. Negative. You cannot drive. You had a drink. Okay? The future's in your hands. Make good decisions. Look after each other. Look after your loved ones. So as you enter into the holidays, the graduation season, please, please, please think twice before getting in the car with someone who's been drinking. Don't let a stupid decision become a lifetime regret. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Now, students, I'd like you all to hold up the signs that we painted. So any of the students here, we're gonna take a moment of silence for all the victims that face impaired driving. So let's make a power visual statement together and bow our heads, and let's do this moment of silence. All right, thank you everyone.